Welcome back to our podcast, Eligible In, where we feature eligible guests in different cities that you can date. Today, we land in Chicago to introduce our guest, Danielle. Before we get to that, just a quick friendly reminder that if you're enjoying this conversation, please give us a follow on social media and be sure to subscribe to Eligible In on your preferred podcast platform so that you'll be notified when new episodes drop. Welcome, Danielle. We're so excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself? Where are you based? What do you do for work, for fun?
I would love to. Thanks for having me on, Devin. I am based in Chicago. I live on the north side of Chicago. And for work, I work in finance full time for a wealth management firm. I do operations work. I work in the Gold Coast, which is really nice. I love it there. And then in my free time, I do content creation and I do a lot of fashion content and also like Chicago lifestyle, things to do in Chicago in your late 20s, 30s with your girlfriends, solo dates, things of that sort.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Just to expand on the topic of fashion, what are the sort of trends that you're seeing right now as we head into fall?
We are headed into fall. I've seen a lot of big animal prints, leopard print, zebra print. I've seen a lot of really chunky jewelry, like huge bangles, mixing metals. And I've also seen a lot of suede, which I'm really loving, like the return of the suede. It's really cute, very chic. I just got a pair of boots I'm excited about. So I'm ready for the fall fashion.
I just got a really cute brown suede bag from Gap. I'm so excited for it to ship. It's like one of those things you're so excited for and you keep refreshing the
Yeah.
tracking to get there.
I also got a brown suede bag too. So good choice.
Yes. Yeah, I fell victim to it on TikTok. It was one of those that kept popping up in my feeds until I ultimately pulled the trigger and bought it. So that's how much that works.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, every time. Um, how do you help your followers find a personal style that's unique to them?
One thing I try to do is share things that work for your body type and your lifestyle. I feel with body type, there's certain things I post because I have more of an hourglass body that highlight those features and ways to highlight your waist and make yourself look good in your body. I think that's part of learning how to find your personal style. And then another thing is shopping for your lifestyle. I feel like I try and post pieces that I can wear to work. I can also wear on a Friday night when I go out with my girlfriends. I could also wear this piece to church on a Sunday. There's a lot of things I want to buy when I'm shopping, and I'm like, when am I going to wear this? How am I going to wear this? It's just not realistic for your lifestyle. So I feel like I try and focus on sharing affordable everyday style that really works in the long term for your wardrobe.
And sort of matching a piece as you're buying it to a time and a place that you can wear it to, if that
Yes, I
makes
kind of
sense.
have a rule in my head personally. When I go to buy something, I think of three ways I can wear it. And if I can't think of at least three, I usually don't buy it.
Okay, I like that. I'm actually writing that down for myself. Question for you. I'm a big renter because I find that A, I really like prints and how many times can you be photographed and posted on social in the same
Right.
print? And B, I get sick of things so quickly. How do you feel about renting versus buying?
I was actually thinking about that because this past summer I had a lot of weddings. And again, like similar
Yes.
to you, I don't like to wear the same dress and be photographed. I know, it's so like, some people are like, oh, that's so whatever. But that's just me. I don't like to repeat
Me
outfits.
too.
Yeah, so I was thinking about it because I bought maybe 5 dresses this summer, and I'm like, "Oh my god," and they're sitting in my closet, and I probably won't rewear them for another year. So I think next wedding season, I'll try, like, Rent the Runway, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you have another site you recommend that you use, but I think it could be smart and cost effective to rent as well.
Yeah. I really like Rent the Runway. Shout out to Rent the Runway. Eligible and is looking for sponsors. I'm just kidding. Some of my
That would be great.
friends do. Some of my friends use Newly and they really like
Nuuly's
that
the other
too.
one I've heard of lately. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one that I think is owned by Anthropologie, so you get, like, all the lines and the brands it owns. They always have really cute stuff. So I
Yeah,
kinda can't lose, but I do love Rent the Runway.
I do think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you notice men based on what they're wearing? Like, are you a critic of men's fashion as well, or do you feel like you're more in the women's fashion space, and so you're less critical of
I
what
feel
men are wearing?
like I pay attention to women more, like, like, as women, we love
It's more fun.
having I love when I see a girl in a cute outfit, I'm like, "Oh my god, where'd she get that?" Or, "I love her outfit." I feel like girls dress up for girls, like, I don't dress up for men,
Yes,
I dress up for girls, like, if a girl
totally.
compliments my outfit, it makes my day. As far as men, I do I mean, I do notice what they wear, right? But I think I'm not so judgmental about it, but, like, I do like to see that they're wearing, like, nice crisp white tee or, like, their shirt is steamed. Usually, I like, if a guy's wearing, like, nice accessories, maybe a watch, clean sneakers, and I also
Mm,
notice if men's clothes fit them well, like, if their shirt is too tight or if their jeans could have been altered a little bit at the bottom. I think I kinda look for more of, like, do they look tailored, polished, put together versus, like, are they wearing this brand?
mhm. Do you see it as sort of potential, it being fashion is this thing that, like, you could maybe influence if you were with a partner versus you can't really change character as
Yeah,
much?
for sure, like, if his style's, like, a little dorky or, like, a little bland, like, okay, we can fix that, right? Especially if they know I'm into that. I think they've always been susceptible to that, so I think
Yeah.
that can be fixed.
How much of a difference does, like, fashion make and what for men, and what kinda sort of, like, style choices do you gravitate toward? Is there, like, a certain type of fashion that you see a guy in a certain thing and you immediately notice him, or
I
not
mean,
really?
I always notice a man in a well-tailored suit, like, if a man is, like, dressed really well, like, of course, that'll get my attention. I think I
Yeah.
gravitate towards, like, clean, polished, sophisticated style. Like, he can be just in a t-shirt and jeans and a nice pair of sneakers. I'm not really like, "Oh, he has to be wearing, like, Yeezys or he has to have, like, a Rolex." Like, those things don't matter. It's more of, like, overall clean presentation. And I also
Mhm.
feel like things like, a good haircut, a good cologne, like, those are really big when a man is presenting, like, those are a sign of style and being polished and taking care of yourself more
Right.
or less than the clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So sort of like accessories and also just how well you take care of yourself and anything that's
Yeah.
like a
I think it's,
reflection
like,
of that.
overall presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite boutiques in Chicago?
I found one this summer that I really loved in Lincoln Park on Halsted. It's called Mon Rev, and she imports her clothes from, like, Turkey and Poland. Her name is Anna. She's a single mom, and she's a hustler, and I got 2
Cool.
dresses there this summer that I repeated those dresses, like, all summer because every time I wore them, people were like, "Oh my god, where'd you get this? This is so nice," and yeah, I just love her stuff ever since then, so I started following her on Instagram, and I need to go back for fall. But
That's such a cool story.
yeah, it was really nice. Other than that, I'm not like a big boutique shopper, it kinda just happens when it happens.
Mhm. Where would you say you do find yourself getting most of your clothing? Are you, like, buy like crazy online knowing that you can send stuff back after you try it on?
I used to be in my early 20s, I would just do, like, huge hauls from, like,
Yes.
Target and Amazon and H&M. Now I feel like I'm trying to slow down on the overconsumption, and I'm trying to buy
Yeah.
fewer, more quality pieces. So now I'm trying to shop more at, like I still shop at H&M a lot because I like their style. H&M, Zara, Aritzia, and Nordstrom are probably, like, my go-to. And also sorry, just remembered. Oakenfour, they have really nice stuff.
Oh.
They have a store in Bucktown, I believe, but I've been shopping with them online mostly. But they're very, like, chic, minimalistic pieces you can repeat and wear again.
We're picking up so many potential sponsors from this episode. I
For the
love it.
both
We're
of
just
us.
name dropping everyone. Moving more towards dating,
Yeah.
what is your sort of general philosophy around dating? How do you approach it? What's your ideal way or method to meet somebody?
Yeah, I think I personally approach it in more of a like when it happens, or like when the
Mhm.
time is right, things will align. I am single, but I don't like necessarily like put myself out there that I'm single. So it's
Right.
kind of like I truly hope to meet somebody like walking down the street or like through a mutual friend. And I think I just approach it from like, I know in my heart I'm open to it when the time is right for me. And I feel like when your energy is right, you kind of put that out there in the world. So that's
Mhm.
how I've been approaching dating as of lately.
It's kind of like that. Have you ever heard of that taxi cab philosophy?
Yes.
Like your what is it? Like your
Your
yellow
light is
line.
on or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kinda like that a little bit.
Yeah.
People can tell if you're of the mindset where you're looking for that, you want to attract that into your world, and maybe they can tell when you're, not.
I don't know about that because I feel like some people I'll be like, "Oh, you're single? I thought you had a boyfriend." Like, people are like, "Oh, you don't look like you're single." I'm like, What do you mean it doesn't look like I'm single? Like, what does single look like?" You know? So, I don't think it's necessarily, like, that obvious, but I
Yeah,
do think it's more of, like, just having an open heart and an open mind to being receptive to meeting people.
totally.
Yeah.
And you said that you would rather meet someone sort of like IRL format, or are you comfortable with apps too?
Yeah, I would say I prefer in real life. Like
Mhm.
everyone I dated this summer was like in real life, came up to me, stopped me, asked for my number, asked me on a date. I have tried the apps in the past. I'm just not a fan of the format. I think
Mm,
it takes out a lot of the initiative and intentionality that I think men should have with dating and
I love
pursuing
that.
women. Yeah.
Like it makes it too easy for them, is what
I
you're
think
saying.
it's too easy. Personally, I just feel like it's kind of just presenting yourself just like as like an option that people can just like swipe through, right? And it's like
Yeah,
I don't feel comfortable like that like all these men can just like look at me and decide oh if they want to talk to me or not with just like a swipe. Like
within like 5 seconds. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like I think things should be a little more intentional than that.
Yeah. And that guys should put more work in than that. I'm all
Yes. Yeah,
philosophy.
we're giving them pretty girls too easily.
What are you on apps now? And if you had to go the app route, are there certain apps that you prefer?
So I'm not on them now. I have used them in the past. Both times I've used them, I've had them for like a week and then that was it.
Yeah.
I think I would prefer at this stage like apps like there's some Arab apps actually. So I don't know how much you know about
Oh,
Arab
cool.
culture. Yeah. So I'm Palestinian and I'm also Christian. So there's some apps that have come out lately. There's one called Baklava. That's like a Middle Eastern dating app. So I did use that one in the past, and then there was another one that came out called Masihi Match, which is Christian Arab dating, so it niches it down even more to
Okay.
Christian Arabs than the other app. The other app was just like Arab people and Middle Eastern people in general. So I think if I were to use them again, I'd probably use one of those 2 because I do feel being a Palestinian American, I do really feel aligned with like Arab culture, and I
Mhm.
do think those would work better for me.
Yeah. And is that to say that I guess how important is it to you that who you date is, an Arab Christian man, for instance? Or
I
are you
go back and forth with this topic all the time. I think I'm open and I've definitely dated people who don't fit in the box of Arab Christian because I think it's good to challenge what you believe in or what you say you want so bad. I think it's good to step outside of your comfort zone and see if things align. I
Mhm.
think for me, as I've been dating and through my experiences, I've learned that I'd rather have someone of good character and who's a Christian man over
Okay.
like he's Arab and he's like a little toxic.
Got it.
Like I'd rather him be like a good person and be whatever race and be
Yeah.
Christian. Because I think when it comes to having a family and raising kids, I think religion does come up, even though people, can coexist. I do think I perceive it would be better if you were aligned on religious beliefs.
Especially if it's a big part of your life, you know?
Right.
That makes
Yes.
sense. Are there certain cultural traditions or norms that you would be looking for, expecting in a courtship?
I think when you date Middle Eastern men, there's things you can always expect. Like you can always expect them to be respectful and be a gentleman and pick you up for dates. And sometimes even in more traditional situations, like they'll even like ask your family about you before they even ask about you. Like if they saw you at a party and they thought you were cute, like they'll go to your brother or your uncle or your dad and be like, "Hey, like who is that? I'd like to speak to her." There's like a level of like respect in Arab culture,
Yeah.
which I think is nice. Um
And
and
see,
go ahead,
it's
sorry.
sounding like the word that's coming to mind is chivalrous.
Yes, it's very chivalrous. And then I think, something about Arab men as well, like they'll always like take care of the girl. Like they're very much providers and masculine. And like if I'm going out with an Arab guy, I'm never worrying about do I have to split a bill on the date? Like it'll
Yeah.
never even like pop up in your brain because that's just not Arab culture. Arabs are really generous people.
So you never have to worry about like the fake reach for the wallet or the
Yeah. No, like you don't even have
awkward
to.
moment when the bill
Yeah.
comes. That's kinda nice, yeah, there's comfort in that. I think also too, the perception in some cultures is that courtship is meant to be this more traditional ritual, like, maybe there's certain rules around cohabitating before marriage or things like that. Is there merit to that in your eyes? Do you think that those types of rituals could be good for more, like, our society at large, generally speaking?
So being Arab and American, I feel like I always feel like at a crossroads with what I identify more as and what is inherently good or bad. Like I think as humans we all have free will to do whatever we want to do. And I think definitely like culturally some things are looked down upon.
Mhm.
And I think something like cohabitation in Arab culture is definitely looked down upon.
Yep.
But I think it really just it depends on you and the person and the situation and what you wanna do. Although I do think having these rules set in place, I mean, quote unquote rules, right?
Right.
They're meant to protect, I feel, the sacredness of the relationship and like your honor. So I think like because I've heard of situations, I know situations where it's like people move in together and then like, the guy never wants to get married because it's like, oh well, we live together already. Like, what's the point of marriage? And like you'll get yourself in these situations. Whereas like in Arab culture, it's like, well, you can't even get yourself in that situation because there's such a boundary.
Yeah.
So it's like I do see the merit in some of the boundaries, but then I also see American culture and it works for some people as well. So
Mhm. And the fact that you could end up learning so much more about a partner by living with them,
right.
and there could be some habits that are total deal breakers or
I talk
behaviors
about
that
that with my friends all the time.
yeah,
I think like one of the ways, to get around that, right? Like if you're not willing to move in with someone, it's like you can spend extended periods of time together. Like you can do a
true.
weekend trip, right? Or you can spend 1 week at their place with them, once you're in that whatever stage of the relationship where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable doing that.
Right.
Together a year, or we're engaged, or whatever, or you're just dating, whatever works for you. I think there's ways you can see their habits and see stuff about them because I do truly think you never really know someone till you live with them.
Yeah.
It's a personal belief of mine, so
Yeah. But I think that's a good solution. I think that's a really good idea. Like book a trip, go somewhere, stay with them, or they stay with you for a week and you get sort of like
just
a
a
mini
glimpse. Yeah, definitely.
Do you have you mentioned friends. Do you have a good group of single friends in Chicago? Do you find that the majority of your group are coupled up, are married?
I'm in this interesting phase where I'm 29 years old and like a chunk of my friends are like married and having babies and then a chunk are like in school and stuff and then a chunk are just like single people looking to date and get married.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now I do have a few single girlfriends, and those are the friends I gravitate towards because we're in the same space of life. Like,
right.
my married friends are like with their husband on a Friday night. So it's like, okay, well, me and my girlfriends are gonna grab dinner because, what else are we gonna do on a Friday night?
Mhm. No, totally. Do you find that the coupled up friends are, like, really good wing women or matchmakers, or are they kinda like, "I'm out of this phase myself,
I feel
I
like
don't."
they're out of it. Like, even
Yeah,
like what it was my when I went out for my birthday back in the spring, we all went to dinner and I was like, okay, whoever wants to grab a drink after. And like my
yeah.
sister's like, oh, I have to go home to the kids. And then my other sister was like, oh, no, thanks. And then my friends who are married were like, we're going home. I'm like, you guys are so boring. Like you can still
Oh, lame.
go out.
I have friends that are the total I have both, but I also have friends that are like, "This is my night out. I am maxing out." And then it's almost like the pressure's on me
To
to
show them a fun
go as
time.
wild as they go. They know they're like, "Well, you don't have an excuse. You don't have to wake up with a baby." So, it is funny. I have both.
Yeah, I don't have those friends yet. I'm sure they'll get there because the other day I was telling like my girlfriend like a story on the phone of like my weekend and she was like, "Well, enjoy it while you can because I'm on the couch with the baby."
You're like, "Okay, I will."
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Good point."
Interesting question. When you think about the concept of retirement, I know that that's a word that can sometimes feel, to our generation, like that ever, is that even a real thing? Or is it, a figment of our imaginations that'll never happen? But if you think about the concept of retirement, If you could design an ideal retirement scenario with your spouse, what would that look like when you dream it up?
I think I'd love to live somewhere warm or be like a snowbird. Is that what they call them? The people who travel? Yeah, like I would love to like if I could have like a little condo in Chicago and be here in the summer and then like in the winter
So great.
go to like San Diego. I love San Diego. If I could retire there, I think that would be amazing.
And do you think doing activities, staying active, what are like the types of things that you want to be doing if you're not working?
I always imagine like me and my girlfriends will like just work in, like, a little, like, boutique or jewelry store just to pass the time. You like, just like, "Okay, let's go to work for, like, 10 hours a week and grab a coffee."
Yes, I
Like,
love
I think
that.
I'd still, like to be active and doing something, probably volunteering, working at a boutique, maybe working with kids, volunteering at a church. I think
Mhm.
it's good to have activities and friend groups, and I hopefully, like, a lot of travel when I'm retired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds ideal to me.
right?
Sign me up.
You can work in the boutique with me.
Yeah, I know, really. Sounds great. So now we're at my favorite part of an Eligible In episode where we play a fun game. The
Okay.
game that we have dreamed up for this episode is called the Wardrobe Male Function Game. See what we did there? So now that our listeners have really gotten to know you better, I think it's a perfect time to just play a fun game that we're calling Wardrobe Male Function.
Okay.
This is how it works. So I'll list things that your date might wear either on a date or in another various situation, and you tell me if it's a deal breaker or not. So the
Okay.
kicker is you only get to choose 5 out of the 10 without knowing what's up next in the sequence. So
Oh,
say next. So it could get better, it could get worse. We don't know, and that's
5
the
deal breakers? That's it?
yeah, so I'll keep count, so you don't have to do any math, any admin. I'll keep count here, and then I'll let you know when we get to 5, and then I can read you the rest that we didn't get to.
Alright.
So, I think for the purpose of the game, let's just assume that these guys have redeeming qualities outside of whatever situation I'm telling you. So, they're otherwise very nice, eligible guys that you're interested in.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your date shows up to a dinner date wearing a nice button down shirt and extremely tight, tapered skinny pants.
I hate skinny pants. Deal breaker.
Deal breaker? Okay, I'm gonna highlight it. Isn't it funny that men's pants have gotten tighter while women's
Woman.
pants but I love that we can finally experience comfort. I feel like women's fashion was never designed for comfort.
Yeah, you know what? I do like the baggy style going on for women. I finally got baggy jeans this past year, and I love them.
They're the best. Like, when did, like, Alex Earl do that whole skinny jean campaign? I think it was, like, last year, and I was like, "Please don't come
You're
back.
like,
Please don't come
"Don't
back."
don't start trending."
Yeah, like, maybe come back as an option, but please don't make it a requirement. Don't make me throw out all my wide leg and my bootleg.
Yeah.
Okay, second one. Your date shows up to a casual day hang in a t-shirt, shorts, and for footwear, high socks and sandals.
It's fine if it's casual and we're just, like, going somewhere really low key.
Yep,
Fine.
I like that answer. Um, your date shows up to a lunch date at Big Star wearing a pastel Callaway golf shirt tucked into khaki golf shorts.
Not my style. Deal breaker. You saw how uncomfortable I got.
I can tell right away. Okay, I'm highlighting that one. Your date shows up to a fancy dinner date wearing a nicely tailored blazer and nice fitting pants, but he's also wearing a fedora.
I'm really thinking about this because, like, what if he took it off right when he walked in, you know?
I know, I feel like we should have added a sentence that said it's pretend it stays on the whole dinner.
I, like, appreciate the style initiative, but I don't think I'd like it. I think it might be a deal breaker.
Wait, what are we at? I think we're at what are we at 3
I
or
think
4? We're at
I d
3.
3 deal breakers? Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Wait, how many are there? There's 10, and I already used 3.
but I love that. You know what you're looking for. It's great.
I guess I am picky with fashion. Anyway, keep going.
This one's really good. You're meeting your date in the park. From a distance, he looks like he's dressed fine, but as he approaches, you see he has a Bluetooth earpiece in his ear and doesn't remove it the entire time you're together.
That's weird. Why don't you just take it out? I mean, it's weird. I don't think it'd be like a deal breaker. I think it'd be like a red flag. Like, okay,
Okay.
if he ever does that again, like that's weird. Or I think I'd
Right.
make fun of him, like, why is your Bluetooth thing still in your ear, like, take
Yeah,
it
like, just choose to
if he could
nip it in the
just
bud,
and then
call it
he'd
out.
be like yeah, I'd probably call it out jokingly.
Okay, I like that solution. Your date arrives to dinner at Lula Cafe, a nice restaurant with chill, casual vibes, wearing head to toe flashy designer logos of various types. So, Balenciaga shirt, Tom Ford jeans, big LV logo belt, Prada shoes,
Yeah, it's not
and what? What?
not my style.
Okay, I'm gonna highlight that one. Are we at 4?
Yeah, that's too flashy. Like, I can appreciate, like, a sense of style or you like a designer, but that's, like, too much logomania.
Or like one of those, yeah, like one of
Yeah.
those things and offset it with,
I feel like you
not.
guys tried to make that one bad,
Our producer has a field day
but
creating
it's
these,
fine.
and I can see why. It's so much fun. Your date arrives to a picnic date in the park in jorts and flip-flops.
I hate jorts and I hate flip-flops. Immediately
That'd be a
no.
hard no for me too. Yeah,
Immediately no.
immediately no. Okay, so you're at 5 and we got to 7.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good.
I'm
Um,
curious to hear the rest.
yeah, so here are the last 3. Your date wears athleisure to meet your family for the first time.
Not a good look.
Your date arrives to a dinner party to meet your friends for the first time wearing a plunging, very deep V-neck shirt.
No,
No,
a plunging shirt or, like, his buttons are just really
this is like
whatever.
this is like a plunging V.
No,
But
no.
that's kind of the same thing too. It's like unless
Yeah,
you're even if you're in the club, but like maybe that, but
no.
no, also no. And then the last one, your date wears a fanny pack for an all-day day date with you, but he has some of your favorite snacks in there.
That's cute, actually.
I know
That's
that is
very
cute.
thoughtful and romantic, so
That's
that's
so
fine.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
like
feel like yeah, I'd be like, "That passes, since you thought of me."
I mean, but if you wore a fanny pack, like, all the time, probably not, but, like, day date, fanny pack, snacks, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
emphasis on the snacks.
I think I chose pretty well.
I think you did too, in the
Yeah.
scheme of things. What type of man do you admire and respect?
Okay, yeah, I think that's a really good question. I really admire ambitious men and men who are disciplined, and I think something I notice about men a lot is, like, do they go to the gym? Not for the physique, but do they have the discipline to, like, wake up, go to the gym before work, and, like, really, like, challenge themselves to do hard things? So I feel
Mhm,
like discipline is a really big one, and then ambitious is just something that attracts me to a guy, like someone with goals, they have things they wanna do with their life. I find that very admirable.
mhm,
Those are, like, big qualities I look for when dating. Also, someone who's religious, like Christian, family
mm.
oriented. I really do like masculine men and men who are like providers and problem solvers. I saw a funny meme the other day. It was like, next time I go on a date, I'm going to take a guy to an escape room so I can see if he's a problem solver and a protector. She
Not a
was like,
bad idea.
let's figure this all out right now because I feel like
Yeah,
those are really important qualities to have in a man. And just like another thing, I really respect a man who keeps his word and is very like intentional with what he says. I think follow through is big.
mhm,
Yeah, and another thing, like a man who treats people with kindness, that's another big thing. So I feel like, you know, I really like an old school classic gentleman.
mhm.
I say those are the qualities I'm looking for.
Do you think that that's becoming harder to find?
I don't like to say that it's become harder to find because I like to think in an abundance mindset.
Mhm.
However, I do think in our current dating culture, the standard for men has gone down, or like people joke about, like, oh, the bar's on the floor, like, expect
Yeah.
nothing from men. And so I think with the current culture, it doesn't always encourage men to step up and be men.
Right. I
Yeah.
think that's the perfect way of phrasing it.
Thank you.
You had mentioned too, so you mentioned these things, attributes that can also be physical places, like going to the gym, being religious. Would you ever go to those places to find a partner?
I don't do it with that intention, but I think I was talking to a girlfriend about this as well. I do think it's important to put yourself in third spaces or spaces where you could potentially meet people who align with your values. Like,
Mhm.
if you wanna go out to the club every weekend, and you find a guy there, he's gonna be a guy who goes to the club every weekend, that's gonna be your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's important for you that fitness is in your routine, meeting a guy at the gym, I don't think is a bad thing.
No.
I just think it'd be a bad thing if it doesn't work out and you go to the same gym and you have to keep seeing.
It's also hard to talk to guys at the gym. I just feel like everybody has their headphones on. Everybody's staring at you, whether
Yeah.
you can see it or not. They have an eye on you, you know.
And then I feel like guys, like, they don't wanna hit on you at the gym because it's like you're in, like, tight clothing and stuff, and, like, they don't wanna
Yeah.
be, like,
It's creepy.
creepy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did get approached by a guy this summer, like, after a workout class walking down the street, which I felt fine about because I actually liked that he approached me because I was wearing no makeup, and he was like, "Oh, you're
Nice.
so" he was like, "You're so pretty." I was like, "Oh." Like, it was
Nice.
it was cute, you know? So I think, like, being in environments where you could potentially run into people, yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's it's good. It's being intentional.
Do you because you've now mentioned a couple instances where guys approach you. Do you prefer that in a
I
traditional
do.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like another thing I didn't really touch on with, like, the kind of man I respect, I really respect confident men. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
men should be confident, and if a man, I spark his interest, he should be able to come up to me and say something, and so I
Mhm.
think, like, that always gives them, like, bonus points right away. If they can, like, come up to me and be like, "Hi," or "I like your dress," or whatever they say, like, just say something.
Mhm.
I think to me, that's, like, a green flag.
I agree. I love that. That's such a great list.
Thanks.
I took notes and this is the recap. Ambitious, disciplined, goes to the gym, religious, masculine, provider, problem solver, keeps his word, is intentional with what he says, follow through, treats people with kindness, has integrity, and is confident. Did I
Yeah,
get
I
it
like
all?
this list, yes,
I
and
like this list too.
a little romantic.
Do you ever manifest or write things down? And I ask this question because I have a friend who opened the notes on her phone one time and wrote down prescriptively exactly what she wants in a
Right.
partner, and met that man. They just got engaged,
Oh,
met
I
that
love that.
man within the next week. And so, of course, I went and did the same thing, but
You're like,
do you believe
BRB
in that
going
too?
to my notes app right now. I do think
Exact
it's important to get some clarity on what you're looking for, and, like, I'm currently kinda decided to take, like, a small break from dating and, like, do that, like, really focus it on, like, "Okay, what exactly am I looking for? What's really important to me?" I do have, like, a running list in my notes app where and it stemmed from, like, from dating. It's like, "Okay, I noticed this guy doesn't have this, and this was really important to me." Like,
Right.
this guy was not a problem solver. I really realized how important it is for a man to help me solve my problems. So
Mhm,
I think like having a list, and the more specific you get, the better because I think it weeds out a lot of like less intentional dating.
mhm,
But I'd say, like, I'm more of, like, a prayer person than a manifester. I do believe your thoughts predict your reality,
mhm.
and so one of my friends, Tamia, actually inspired me to start, like, a prayer journal, so I just, like when there's things, like, I want in life or I wanna ask God for or, like, are heavy on my heart, I just, like, write it down, like, "Dear God, this, that."
Yeah,
So it's like manifestation slash
totally.
prayer, just giving it up to God.
And I like 'cause I don't think manifestation always has to include a written component. I like the written component because if I'm writing it down, it's just sinking in better, and then I start to believe it. So I need that written component so that, like, I buy it myself.
Yeah, I think when you put the pen to paper and you make your brain really think about something,
Yeah.
it just happens. Like I have a vision board in front of me right now with like things I wanted to do this year and like one of them is go to New York and I'm finally going to New York this year. I've never been.
Oh
I
my
made this
gosh.
yeah, I made this board in like January and I had no real plans to go to New York. Like, it was just like I really wanted to go. So I feel like when you set intentional time towards your goals, or even if like you want to lose 5 pounds, right? If you write that down and like put it in your mind, and it's just like something you have a focus on, I think subconsciously, the power of the subconscious mind is crazy. And that's like a whole nother topic.
Yes.
But yeah, I think your thoughts predict your reality, and I think it's really important to think positively, and that's why I said earlier when you asked me about dating, like, what's my strategy or like, I think positively, like, I never ever think like, I'm gonna be single forever and I'm never
Mhm.
gonna find someone. I never think thoughts like that. I'm always like, God is going to send me someone when I'm ready and the perfect timing. There's somebody out there for everybody. Like, it's not like all the good men are taken. Like, there's a lot of negative talk towards dating and, negativity. And I think just
Yep.
having a positive mindset and abundance mindset, I think helps you in a lot of areas of your life.
Yep. I'm gonna call you anytime I get down about being single.
I love that. I'm here for you, girl. Enjoy your single season. I think it's fun. I
I
think
do too.
I've learned so much about myself and I've had a lot of fun experiences that maybe I wouldn't have had if I was married in my early 20s. So,
Yeah, totally agree. Since we went down the path of manifestation, are you into horoscopes at all?
oh my God, yes.
Wait, can I guess what you are? Because I don't know
Yeah.
your birthday, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
You kinda give me, like, Capricorn energy.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
no. Okay,
no.
what are we?
I'm an Aries.
Okay.
Are you into like sun, moon, rising? Or
Yes. I mean, I don't know my own, but
oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm an Aries, which I'm pretty much like a classic Aries. I would say I'm an April Aries, but then I'm a Libra rising and an Aquarius moon. Those
Okay.
I recently started getting more into horoscope this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely a typical Aries and I love being an Aries.
My family is comprised of all of the guys are Aries, and I'm a Leo, and my poor mother is a Libra. So, like, we're all
Oh my God,
fiery,
my mom's a Libra too.
and my
Yeah.
mom is a saint. Your mom is?
Yeah.
I've never met a Libra I didn't like. I love a Libra.
They're very calm, cool, collected.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
What are the Aries qualities again? Like, what are the stereotypes? What is it known for?
We're fiery, passionate, extremely loyal. We're definitely very independent and go-getter type of people.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I would say the negative traits are like very impulsive, which I can make impulsive, crazy decisions, do it for the plot decisions.
Love
So
that.
yeah, I'm that friend with those stories sometimes.
That's so great. Never a dull moment, always entertaining.
Never a dull moment with an Aries, I will say that. Yeah. And then my best friend is a Leo, so
I'm
both
a Leo
signs,
too.
yeah, get
Yeah.
along well. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
definitely Aries are also, like, very outgoing. I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I was getting Capricorn vibes too when you were saying, like, independent and go-getter. Those are kinda like Capricorn
Those are
attributes.
also Capricorn, and Capricorn's very, like, I think, like, financially stable or, like, makes
Yes.
quick decisions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
I love that question. And anytime I'm dating a guy, I'm like, "Let me figure out his horoscope. Let's
Do
just
you
do a
do
little
that?
search."
Yes. And it's so easy to figure that out on your own, so you don't have to look crazy and ask the person, you know?
Oh my God, it was so funny because I went on a date with a guy and then I was like, "What's your horoscope?" And then he gave me, like, his exact birth time too, and I was like, "Yes, I can
Oh
look
my
up,
he was
like."
so ready for the question.
He was so ready, and then I was like, "Okay, sun, moon, rising," and then he was like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'm gonna let you Google it." It was
We
so
love
funny,
this
and he
guy.
comes back, he's like, "Are we compatible?" I'm like, it says for short-term dating, but not long-term."
Oh my
It was
gosh,
so
that's
funny.
awesome. Would you ever really follow that? Like, if you had
No,
Googled that and it said, like, "This will
no.
never work."
I think it's a great, like, baseline, like, to get to know somebody and, like, basic characteristic traits, like you said, "Oh, I gave Capricorn because of XYZ," or it's like, "You're Aries, so I can tell, like, this, and that about you." I think it's just a good, like, gauge of quick personality,
Yep.
but I'd never be like, "Oh, no, the horoscopes say we're not aligned." It's yeah,
Live and die by the
yeah,
horoscope Bible. Yep.
yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think it's just, like, it's fun.
It's
It
so
could
fun.
help. Yeah,
It's, like, great escapism, you know?
for sure. That's a good way to put it. I love that question.
It was so lovely hearing your story. I'm so glad we had you on. And just a sort of shout out to anyone who's listening, you can check us out on eligiblein.com and reach out to us if you want to be our next guest, or if you'd like to nominate a friend to be a guest, or if you are interested in learning more about Danielle. And Danielle, where should people go to follow you and
Oh,
your
yes.
style content?
You can follow my Chicago adventures and fashion content at Danielle Habash. I'm very active on Instagram and TikTok. And then I also have a blog that'll be linked there as well. And thank you so much for having me. This was fun. It was fun chatting with you and sharing more about myself.
Thanks for listening to Eligible In, a production of Eligible In Media. Our theme song is by Monster Rally. If you see someone you like on our show, or if you would like to nominate yourself or someone you love to be interviewed by us, please visit us at eligiblein.com for more information, including a link to subscribe to our newsletter, where you can stay up to date on our newest episodes, as well as exclusive features of our eligible people.
Lovely.